What's on your deck page right now? Are you at the state minimum on any of these coverages? Most Massachusetts drivers have no idea what their auto insurance actually covers until they need it, and by then it's way too late. Today I'm going to walk you through your Massachusetts auto insurance declarations page, line by line, so you know exactly what you're paying for and whether you might be dangerously underinsured. Hi, I'm Carlos Vargas from Vargas Insurance. We have helped Massachusetts families navigate their insurance for over 45 years. And this one is one of the most important videos I've made. Pull out your deck page right now if you have it, because by the end of this video, you'll be able to read it like a pro. Your declarations page, also known as your deck page, is a summary of your entire auto insurance policy. It shows your coverages, your limits, your vehicles, your drivers, and your premium. It's not a full legal policy. Think of it as a snapshot, that cheat sheet. Now, Massachusetts organizes coverages into numbered parts. This is where it gets a little bit different from most states. Part 1 through 4 are required by law. Part 5 through 7 are optional protections. Part 8 through 11 are additional coverages you can add. And Part 12 protects you from underinsured drivers. So let's go through each one. And I'll tell you not just what each part is, but what it means for you if something goes wrong. Part 1 covers injuries that you cause to other people when you're at fault. The state minimum is $25.50. That's $25,000 per person, $50,000 per accident. And here's why that's a problem. A single surgery after a serious car accident could be easily cost over $100,000. If your limit is $25,000, you're personally on the hook for anything above that. We're talking about wage garnishment, liens on your home, real financial consequences. Look at your deck page right now. If you see $25.50, you're at the bare minimum and you're exposed. We recommend at least $100,000, $300,000, and for stronger protection, $250,000, $500,000. Part 2 is personal injury protection, also known as PIP. This covers your own medical expenses after an accident, regardless of who caused it. The standard limit is $8,000. But here's what most people miss. There are two versions. Full PIP covers medical expenses, lost wages, and replacement services. If you can't work to take care of your household, medical only is cheaper, but it only covers the medical bills. If you're the primary earner in your household and you can't work after an accident, that distinction matters a lot. Part 3 is bodily injury caused by an underinsured motorist. It protects you if you're hit by someone with no insurance at all. It must be at least equal to your Part 1 limits, but it can be set higher, and this coverage is essential. There are more uninsured motorists on the road than people realize. If one of them hits you and you're seriously injured, Part 3 is what pays for your care. Without it, you're left trying to collect from someone who likely has nothing. Part 4 is property damage liability. This pays for damage that you caused to someone else's property. Their car, a fence, a home, a storefront when you're at fault. The state minimum is $5,000. Think about that for a second. The average new car costs over $40,000. If you total someone's vehicle and you only have $5,000 of coverage, you're paying for the difference out of pocket. We typically recommend at least $100,000 here. The cost difference is often surprisingly small. Part 5 is optional bodily injury to others. This is where the real liability protection lives. It expands beyond Part 1. It provides broader coverage and applies in situations where your Part 1 can be limited. If you want limits of $100,000, $300,000, or $250,000, $500,000, this is where they'll show up on your deck page. If you're serious about protecting your finances, this is one of the most important lines on your entire policy. Part 6 is medical payments. This part covers medical expenses for you and the passengers above your personal injury protection limit. One thing worth knowing, comprehensive claims typically do not impact your driving record or your rates under the Mass SDIP rules. So if a tree falls on your car or someone breaks a window, you can file a claim without worrying about a surcharge. Part 7 is collision coverage. This pays for damage to your own vehicle when you're in an accident, regardless of fault. Unlike comprehensive, collision claims affect your premium under the Massachusetts SDIP rules. Pay close attention to your deductible here. A higher deductible lowers your premium, but it also means more out of pocket when you file a claim. Make sure you're choosing a deductible that you can actually afford to pay. Part 8 is limited collision, and this one trips a lot of people up. It sounds like a deal because it's cheaper than full collision, but here's the catch. It only pays out when you're not more than 50% at fault. If you're primarily responsible for the accident, this coverage won't help you. It saves you money, but it comes with real risk. Make sure you understand the trade-off before choosing it. Part 9 is comprehensive. This covers damage to your car caused by a collision. Think theft, weather damage, fire, hitting an animal, or vandalism. Part 10 is rental car coverage, also called substitute transportation. This pays for rental while your car is being repaired after a covered claim. Check your daily limit and your total maximum on the deck page. Repairs can take weeks and rental car expenses can add up fast. Without this coverage, the cost comes entirely out of your pocket. Part 11 covers towing and roadside assistance. Think of towing, battery jump, or flat tire, or a lockout. It's usually one of the least expensive coverages on your auto policy. But when you're stuck on the side of the road at night, you'll be glad you have it. Part 12 is Underinsured Motorist coverage, and this is different from Part 3. Part 3 covers you when the other driver has no insurance. Part 12 covers you when they have insurance but not enough. If their limits are too low to cover your injuries, Part 12 fills the gap. Here's a real scenario. Someone hits you and causes $200,000 in injuries, and they only carry $25,000 of coverage. Without Part 12, you're left trying to recover $175,000 from someone likely who can't pay it. This coverage exists to protect you from exactly that situation. Your deck page also shows you what you're paying for each individual coverage, and this is where most people miss real opportunities. Increasing your liability limits often costs far less than you'd expect, sometimes just a few dollars a month, but it provides dramatically more protection. When you see those numbers, don't just look at the total. Look at what each coverage is costing you and ask whether the protection it buys is worth it. After you've reviewed your deck page, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. 1, are my liability limits high enough to actually protect my finances, or am I just meeting the state minimum? 2, do I understand what each part does and what happens if I need to use it? Number 3, is anything missing? Are there gaps in my coverage I didn't know were there? If you're not sure about any of those answers, that's exactly what we're here for. So that's your Massachusetts Auto Deck page, broken down line by line. Once you understand this document, you'll stop guessing and start making informed decisions. And that's what protects you when something actually goes wrong. Drop a comment below which coverage surprised you the most and why. If you'd like us to review your deck page personally, give the team at Vargas Vargas Insurance a call, text, or email, all of which are in the description of this video. It's a free conversation, and most people walk away knowing a lot more about what they actually have. And if this video helped you, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We put out content like this regularly so Massachusetts drivers and insurance shoppers can make smart insurance decisions. I'm Carlos Vargas. Remember to stay informed and stay properly protected. I'll see you in the next video.